Hi, and welcome back to Furious Fiction. I'm Mark Mustin here with Diane Roberts.
Hey there.
You know, one of the benefits of doing this is every now and then you get to interview people that you're a huge fan of.
Absolutely.
And I am a huge fan of our guest today, Tom Franklin.
Me too.
Tom is the author of, I first heard about him when I saw an ad in the Oxford American for Hell at the Breach. I picked it up and read it. It was awesome. I got all my friends to read it. We went back and found Poachers and read that. And Tom's latest book is Crooked Letter, Crooked Letter.
New one out.
It was a wonderful novel. So Tom, thanks for being with us. We really appreciate it.
You got two fans here, so we're happy to talk to you.
Well, thanks, Mark and Ann, for having me. I'm really glad to be here.
Well, it's good to see you. And I wanted to ask you about the kind of voices you write in and the characters you bring out, because it's not the kind of William Faulkner plantation people versus oppressed slaves. You're writing about a lot of the poor, ordinary people of the South, set largely in Alabama. You're from Alabama, right? So
right.
I really love the way you do that. Talk a little bit about why you're interested in those people.
Well, you know, I grew up admiring those people, is the truth. I grew up kind of a misfit in my part of Alabama, and right up the road there were these three brothers who lived kind of off the land. It seemed to me they could hunt and fish brilliantly, and they just seemed to be at ease with their environment in a way that I never felt I was. And I think that noticing those guys and watching them gave me an appreciation of how people can gracefully maneuver or manage their environment, and it's one that I couldn't maneuver with any grace whatsoever. So I think that's part of it, seeing how a tough environment can make a tough person, and and admiring that personality type.
Yeah, and you're very appreciative of the characters of these people. I mean, they're easy to stereotype, right? We all have the Deliverance stereotype in our head.
Yeah, few of them are educated, but most of them are smart in one way or another, right?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, Tom, kind of an off-the-wall question, and we tend to do off-the-wall stuff. It is Furious Fiction, but in a world where supposedly 80%, 90% of the readers are women readers, do you feel like you have to think about that? Is that even in the back of your head, or do you just write whatever you want to write, and how do you do that? What do you do about that?
Well, to be honest, I have not thought of it, or didn't think about it for the first three books, and those are the three books that, with the exception of You Wonderful People, that almost no one else read.
Which is not true.
I don't think that's true, no.
It finally took me 4 books to realize that not just women readers, but readers in general need characters they can root for. And I think my characters in Hell at the Breach were tough, sturdy people, and I certainly admired them, but a lot of them didn't have many admirable qualities.
They were mean, yeah.
And certainly in a book like Smunk, which is my second novel, these are real hardcore characters, and I think a lot of the people in Poachers were the same way. These were often men, and they're often they're often alcoholic and without jobs. It's writing out of that sort of Raymond Carver tradition, or the Larry Brown tradition. And that's a really, I think that's for me, as I say, just a character that I'm fascinated with. But the difference, I think, with Crooked Letter is finally it came with 2 characters that readers can root for, and it really is strange. It took me 4 books to realize that readers do want to have a reason to read about this character. They don't just want to watch them perform acts of violence beautifully on the page. They want them to, they're invested in their lives, and they want their lives to turn out well and to have the possibility to turn out well. And I don't know if I'd written characters before Crooked Letter, who had that possibility.
With time, we just have a few minutes left. Tell us what's next. Tell us what you're working on now.
Well, believe it or not, I'm co-writing a novel with my wife, who's a poet, Beth Ann Fennelly. She and I are quite a ways into this co-written book, and it's set in the flood of 1927 that happened here in Mississippi and Arkansas. But we're talking about the Mississippi part, where an area the size of New England flooded,
So do y'all get along doing this?
Any
This is
fights
tough.
on this so far, Tom? Or she is still speaking to you, right?
Well, so far so good, but the truth is that I'm experiencing emotions in this co-writing process that I've never experienced before. For example, she's written a lot more pages than I have, and so she'll come to me now and say, I've got a whole new chapter I've written, and here I haven't written anything in a few weeks, and I'll say, oh great, and I'll feel both happy for her and but also jealous, and resentful, and I'll have these feelings of rage, and but mostly not. No, we get along quite well, and we've always been each other's first reader, so in a sense this isn't that much different than what we've done before.
Well, tell us what is there a title yet, or have you gotten that far?
We're banding a few about, but we don't have one for sure, so I'd best not say anything in public yet.
Oh, well, we look forward to it.
Well, and thanks so much for being with us. Tom Franklin, the author of Crooked Letter, whatever you do, read this guy's work.
Absolutely.
He's really, really good.
Ah, what a prose stylist.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And that's really interesting. I don't think my wife and we can barely, cook dinner together. I don't know about it. Writing would be really hard.
Co-writing, I think it's my idea of a nightmare, but then maybe I wouldn't know.
Well,
I think I'm too selfish to co-write.
I don't know. But anyway, Tom Franklin, just wonderful, wonderful author. I really, really encourage our readers to pick that up.
Run, do not walk. Get
I'm
the
Mark
books.
Muschen here with Diane Roberts. Thanks for being with us again on Furious Fiction.
Thank you. See you next time.